What happened in that school's basement still haunts me. 3 years have passed and I still wake up in the middle of the night hearing her call my name. They say the school was demolished, but the police never managed to explain what they found down there. It all started with a simple warning. Never go down to the basement after 6. That's what the janitor told me. And it was the one piece of advice I should have followed. Back then, I studied at an old school, the kind with long hallways, rusted lockers, and the smell of damp dust. I used to stay late helping in the library because I needed the extra credits to graduate. Almost everyone had already left when the lights started turning off one by one, on their own, as if the building were breathing. The janitor, Mr. Walter, always appeared right as I was about to leave. Thin, hunched, wearing a blue uniform stained with bleach. He seemed like part of the school itself, and maybe he was. One afternoon he stopped me in the hallway and spoke without looking at me. "You stay past 6, don't you?" I said yes. He only replied, "Then never go down to the basement, not even if you hear someone calling. Understand?" I laughed, thinking it was just another ghost story to scare students. But he didn't laugh back. That week, I started hearing noises coming from beneath the library. Scratches, thuds, and sometimes footsteps, like someone walking directly below me. I thought it was the janitor cleaning, but every time I asked, he swore he hadn't gone down there. After 6, no one goes there, not even me. On Friday, I stayed alone until almost 7. The school was completely silent, so quiet I could hear my heartbeat. As I went to turn off the lights, I noticed something at the end of the hallway. The basement door was slightly open. And then, a voice called my name. Ethan. It was my voice, or at least it sounded like mine. But I was alone. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight. The beam flickered against the peeling walls. The staircase spiraled down into complete darkness. With each step, the air grew colder. The emergency light below flickered weakly, revealing dark stains on the floor and what looked like a fingernail stuck in the wall. Then I heard crying. Low, muffled sobs. I followed the sound to a heavy iron door, locked from the outside with a tiny window. When I shone my light inside, I saw a woman, filthy, pale, her eyes enormous. She whispered, "He warned you, didn't he?" Before I could respond, footsteps echoed behind me, slow, heavy, dragging. The sound of a mop sliding across the floor. I turned, my hand shaking, and for a second I saw the janitor, or something that looked like him. But the face wasn't right. The skin was too tight, the eyes too dark, the neck bent at an impossible angle. He was holding something, a rusty old flashlight, and mumbling softly over and over, "You shouldn't have come down here. She doesn't like visitors." Behind me, the woman began to scream. But the sound wasn't human. It was sharp, wet, like an animal being torn apart. The thing took a step forward and I ran. I stumbled up the stairs, gasping, feeling hot breath on the back of my neck. The lights above flickered as I climbed. When I reached the top, the door slammed shut behind me with a deafening bang. I pounded on it, screaming. Minutes later, someone opened it, the real Mr. Walter. He was drenched in sweat, pale, trembling. "You went down there, didn't you?" I just nodded. He locked the door with 2 heavy chains and said something I'll never forget. "I've kept her trapped down there for 27 years. Now she knows your voice." 2 days later, the school was evacuated. They said it was because of a gas leak, but that night I saw police cars surrounding the building. One of the basement windows was shattered, and on the wall, written in something dark and dripping, were the words, "You called me." I never went back. Mr. Walter disappeared a week later. No one knows where he went. Sometimes when I'm alone and the room falls completely silent, I hear the faint sound of dripping water and a raspy whisper from somewhere far away. "Ethan," and every time I hear it, I remember his warning. Never go down to the basement after 6.